Let's head around the Inside Politics table, ask our great reporters to get you out ahead of the big political news just around the corner. Jackie Kucinich.
Donald Trump likes to call his rallies love fests, but the Daily Beast contacted every police jurisdiction that has managed these rallies since January. And we found that 1 in 7 actually have a police-reported crime. And not only that, statistically, they've gotten more violent by the week. I talked to a crowd specialist that compared Trump to a rock star and said he has control over the mosh pit. You can either whip it up or you can tone it down. But based on this last Washington Post interview with Donald Trump, it doesn't seem like he's going to be changing his rhetoric anytime soon.
No. Ed?
John, amid all the talk of the presidential campaign, one note from a Senate race this week out in Arizona. John McCain picked up an endorsement this week from the U.S. Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, not the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, but the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, making its first political endorsement ever. They've decided that despite all the anti-immigrant, anti-Hispanic rhetoric out there, he and his record stand alone from all of that. Big deal for McCain, of course, because he faces a bit of a challenging primary race right now and could potentially face one of the more challenging general election races in November. In a state with a fast-growing Hispanic population, you can expect that this is a feather in his cap that he wants, given that so many of those Hispanics out there are likely to vote Democratic, at least at the presidential level.
Immigration, again, an issue in Arizona and everywhere else. Jeff?
The rising tensions on the side of the Democrats are causing some alarm in the ranks of party leaders. We saw how hot it got this past week. It's getting even hotter with Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton. The loudest boos you hear at a Bernie Sanders rally are at the mention of Hillary Clinton's name. That is causing concern for some Democratic Party leaders, how to sort of bring these sides together. So watch in the coming weeks for not top surrogates to call for Sanders to get out. That's not productive. But watch for people like Al Franken and others, the liberal progressives, to start making the case for respect for Secretary Clinton and for unity at the end of this long road here. The Clinton campaign is fed up, frustrated, furious with Bernie Sanders. They're trying to not sort of let that spill out, and top surrogates will be going out, I'm told, to try and start bridging this gap, because it is definitely a gap.
It's a fascinating dynamic because she needs those voters if she is the nominee. Abby?
And as Democrats are looking ahead to the general election, a lot of them still expect Donald Trump to be the Republican nominee. But on the other hand, despite his historic weaknesses that they expect among minorities and women and moderates in particular, they actually think that a Ted Cruz nominee could be even more advantageous for them. The reason why? He gives them a pretty standard map, the same one that Obama had in 2008 and 2016, and they think they can win with that map. So what Ted Cruz does not have is that X factor, the unpredictability that has made Donald Trump throw caution to the wind, and it gives Democrats a lot of worry.
The one thing political consultants hate, unpredictability. I'll close with this, more on the shifting power and allegiances at the highest levels of the Donald Trump campaign. In his public statements, Mr. Trump has been 100% loyal to his campaign manager, Corey Lewandowski, saying he believes assault allegations against Lewandowski by a former Breitbart News reporter are a fabrication. Privately, though, however, Mr. Trump seems a bit more concerned. At least twice in the past week, I'm told he's brought Lewandowski up in conversations with friends and associates and asked for opinions on whether the situation was hurting his campaign. In at least one of these exchanges, I'm told the message back to Mr. Trump was that Lewandowski's behavior was beyond unacceptable and that the fallout was all the worse because both Lewandowski and Trump initially insisted there was absolutely no physical contact. In this conversation, Trump was told, I am told, that the episode is giving Republicans serious pause about the professionalism of the Trump operation. Now, as we've discussed, Trump already is bringing in old Reagan-Bush hand Paul Manafort to lead his delegate effort. There's a lot of talk, though, that Manafort's role could expand at the expense of Lewandowski and his current deputies. Something to keep an eye on.